Well, hi kids, children, adults, grandparents, people of all ages. You might be a cat, might be a dog, or anything in between, or an inanimate object. Today I'm going to show you my new beast. I've put together a new machine. I did it on Friday. Actually, it was technically Saturday at 2 a.m. or so when I actually finished it. So I'm going to just show you everything I got. I've got pretty much a whole new system here. Okay, so there's my light. That hasn't changed. My printer, that hasn't changed. So I guess we're starting with things that don't change, I guess. Okay, now let's get into it. Alright, so this is my new monitor. It's a Samsung 27-inch LED 1080 display. I still have my lights, sound-activated lights. I just moved their position. My webcam hasn't changed, so it's just a Logitech C310. The speakers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the sub, plus the volume control. Those are the Edifier S550 speakers. There's my cradle for my phone, a regular phone, my MacBook, that hasn't changed. So I'll get to the computer here in a second. So, new mouse pad, it's a Tracer Sniper, or Cyber Sniper Tracer mouse pad, I guess. Lights up. I had one light up before to light up different colors. The surface was wearing out. New mouse, it's the Logitech G400. I had an MX510 before, which is essentially the same mouse, but my previous mouse was dying. My keyboard has not changed. It's still the Unicomp Customizer 104, 105. And still the old cruddy CompUSA wrist. It's in cruddy condition. It needs replaced. But, here's the beast. Corsair Obsidian 650D case. In the innards, I guess you could call it. Here's my Corsair HX850 power supply, modular, mostly modular, not 100%. Let's see. There is my Enermax cooler that I have. I have 32 gigs G.Skill Ripjaws DDR3 1600 RAM, latency of 9. That cooler, you have to pull the fan off of it to put the heatsink on anyway, and the fan was not going to clear it, so I had to raise it up, move it just a bit to clear the RAM. The video card is an NVIDIA GTX 670 4GB FTW edition, I guess. It takes two PCIe 6-pin connectors for its juice. You may or may not be able to see anything in the cage because I had the panel on. I'm not going to take the panel off. I could, but I got a DVD burner in there. Woohoo. I don't really use Blu-ray, so I didn't need it. And you probably can't see them too well, but in there there's a 512 gigabyte OCZ SSD. Really, really fast. Windows starts up in less than 10 seconds. And then I have my 1 terabyte Western Digital Black Edition drive that came from my previous machine. I decided to go ahead and retain it. This case has two 200mm case fans, one on the top and one in the front, and a 120mm in the back. There's the LEDs. I'm running a backup right now, so you might see the hard drive activity light go nuts occasionally. So it's white power LED and white HDD LED. Hit this little thing here and open it up, and you got two USB 3s, two USB 2s, microphone, headphone, and a reset switch, which is this little black thing here. The USB 3.0 actually has a wire that's supposed to run around to the back of the case and plug directly into a USB 3.0 port, or actually two USB 3.0 ports. But I bought an adapter that converts it to a motherboard header, so we shouldn't have that issue. And here's our DVD burner, really exciting. Has LightScribe. I don't use the burner a whole lot, but occasionally I do need to use it. I've used it once so far. This case does have dust filters on the front, and on the back at the bottom where the power supply is, there's also a filter. So you just push on this mesh-like cover and it pops out. These lights I added. It does not come with the case. They're those Logisys 3 LED lights. I had to run the wire underneath the case and through a hole from the bottom of the case, and I actually had to extract the wires out of the Molex connectors to run the wires through, and then had to reconnect them back up to the Molex, so it was a little bit of work. The only problem I had with this case while I'm here is on this front fan. When I first fired up the system, the fan was not running. After doing some troubleshooting, I realized that the fan was not spinning easily, so I had to take the fan apart, and when I went to pull the shaft out of the fan, there happened to be a washer that just kind of snapped down farther, and so then I tried putting it back together, and all of a sudden the fan spun freely, hooked it back up, the fan works just fine now. On the top of the case, there's our 200mm fan. There you can see my Enermax cooler back down there. And by the way, it's a Core i7-3770. I don't think I told you that. Up here is another little cubby hole. It's not the easiest to open. Alright, and back here you will see SATA connector and power connector for a hard drive. You can put a regular hard drive in here to like copy data off of or whatever you want to do. You can put a 250mm or 2.5 inch or a 3.5 inch, which has this little thing here that comes down when you drive it, in a 3.5 inch. And then off here to the side is a switch for the fan speed. I have it on low right now. This thing's pretty quiet on low. On high it's not even that bad, but so here's low. Now here's medium. And here's high. I'm going to turn it back down to low for now. When I'm gaming and doing anything intensive, I probably will turn it up, or if it's warmer in here I might, but it's pretty chilly in here right now actually. Now this is the part I don't like about this panel here, is it's not easy to shut all the way, and what I've had to do is once I get it mostly shut, then I have to put my fingers behind here and push it shut. I don't know if it's designed to be that way or if it's just not quite right. I already left fingerprints on it. Lovely. It does have like an aluminum type of a finish on it. It's not real noticeable, but it is definitely there. If you hear any grinding noises, it's my external hard drive running the backup back here. Alright, so I spent a lot of time, I spent half of a day or better on this machine. Just getting it all hooked up and everything, as I was really picky about it. As you can see, I spent a lot of time on the wire management. You can't hardly see the wires, except for in a few little places. There's the subwoofer. You can see a wire running across the trim there, and then you can probably maybe see the wire run right up to the subwoofers. The wire's just a bit short. And this desk actually does not have a backing on it, however I added one to it. Just a black piece of paper thing for projects and that, basically, and Velcro fastened it to the back of the desk to cover up a lot of the wires that run down, so you don't see them. A couple other wires I had to kind of strap back. This little blue thing you see back there is one of my 3 controllers for my lights. Running Windows 8 64-bit. I've gotten used to it, so I'm going ahead and running Windows 8 instead of 7. I have not done any gaming with it yet, however I definitely will be here soon. Just getting everything finalized and cleaned up on this thing, and then I should be ready to start actually using it like I intend to. So, that being said, it's almost 10 minutes into this video, and I think I've covered pretty much everything. So, this is NerdNgong, and I approve this message and say bye-bye.